Hi, this is Isabel. So I wanted to share with you, I'm going to an event tonight. It's a VIP event, a gala, and it's very high end. And I wanted to share with you a few tips. How do you network before, during, and after a high profile event? What are some of the tips so that you can prepare when you have events like this in Switzerland, especially? I think you'd find that valuable. So the first tip is before the event. What do you do to basically prep yourself, make sure you're in the right mood, make sure that you're going to make the most out of your evening? So the first thing is really to dress up. I know I said this before. It's really important to dress nice, look the part. The first thing that people see is your appearance. So when you look well put together, makeup, hair for ladies, a suit. Of course, I have a coat now because I'm outside, but really dressing up is half of the work when you're networking. It's really, people are going to be interested to know who you are because you're dressed nice, so it sends a certain signal of high value when you're dressed nice. So that's the first easy thing to do. The second thing is make sure that you're prepared to meet people. So make sure that you have your business card with you, your LinkedIn profile is finished. So I always advise clients to make sure they're completely prepared, because before you go to meet people, if your LinkedIn is half done, you're not really sure what you want to do, this is all the preparation you actually do before as well. So networking is part of it. You can use networking to meet people, just a meet and greet, but just be aware that to be more efficient in your networking, meaning if you're ready to find a job, you know what you want, you should have your LinkedIn and your social media up to date. So make sure that it's all covered and you're proud. If people go to your social media, they will see something that looks well put together. Again, it's like your dress. So all this is part of your image. So make sure this is all something that you're ready to show to the world, because be sure that if you meet people in a networking event, they will check your social media to see what you're doing, how many followers, etc., etc. So make sure you're proud of your social media, especially when you go to a high profile event. I will make another video, which is really a second stage to the networking like a boss I've done in Zurich, where I teach you basically the different types of networking objectives. So the first objective is to go out there just to meet people, and then if you're not completely ready, it's not such a problem. But if you're looking to meet high profile people, you're out there to grow your business, you're out there to find a job, and you know what you're looking for, you should definitely have your social media well put together, your CV should be bundled up, everything should be ready. So those are some of the things to do before the event. Now, during the event, what you want to do is don't rush to meet everybody, and I know a lot of you are probably too shy to do that, but rather observe at the beginning. So when I go to an event, I tend to observe what's going on, see what people are doing, the groups, I don't tend to go into a group. I tend to go where I see a person alone, for example. This is a lot less scary and it's easier to talk to a person. The other tip that I can give you is to go there early. I'm always going there early because people are not really there yet. You only have a few, so it's easy to talk. People are not tired. They still have their energy, so they're more likely to speak to you for a while, to exchange their cards. I know sometimes late after the event it can work too, except you will be tired and you probably want to go home at that stage. So I find that a little bit early at the event, you can meet people, you can speak more, you can exchange, you can talk a little bit about each other's activities a bit more. People are more refreshed at the beginning. Your makeup is still well done. At the end of the event, you're tired. If it's a dancing event, maybe you danced a bit too much, or if it's a conference, your head is ready to explode. You just want to go home. So I find you're more efficient at the beginning when you're still fresh, and usually at the beginning also you meet one or two people, but it's going to be quality. And then technically you probably have people to stick together as well. If it ends up being a very slow event, for example, that can be nice to have some people to hang out with. So that's during the event. So make sure you come early, make sure that you meet with a few people then, and then you can stick together during the event, and make sure you also have at least a few business cards that are handed to you. So especially if it's an event where you invested, you want to make sure you at least come out with a few cards, a few people you can connect with afterwards. So, give yourself a little bit of a challenge there to make sure you don't leave with no business card. Make sure you make the most out of the event. Now, after the event, it doesn't stop there. So once you have the business cards and you've contacted, you've talked to people, I know the feedback I received from individuals is that sometimes people don't necessarily talk to you afterwards. They were happy to see you during an event, but afterwards they go back to their old self. Well, I wouldn't necessarily generalize. You never know how it's going to end up. So what I would give you as a rule of thumb is connect with people very soon. So if you met them, I don't know, 10 p.m., make sure that the next day in the morning you send a message immediately and you say, I was very nice to meet you. By the way, this is what we talked about. I would like to grab a coffee with you to follow up. Make sure you're fast, make sure you're on target and you know what you're looking for. If you wait too long, then people might forget about you or they might not see you as reactive as much, especially if you're in business. You know, you want to show that you're out there and you're dynamic type of a person. It's part of your image and what you want to show. So make sure you connect very fast after the event. And then if people don't reply to you, I wouldn't be again so hung up. It's basically a rule of how many events you go to and how many people you meet. And I usually take it very lightly, meaning that I can go to many events and meet nobody, and that's fine. And I can go to one event and meet a lot of people, that's fine too. I don't have necessarily a pressure of, you know, what's going to happen, because human beings are human beings and you never know. Some people might be busy, they might not be in the right frame of mind, they just might not connect with you. So I wouldn't really take it personally, especially if you're an expat in Switzerland and maybe the culture is just not an immediate fit for you. So just give yourself some time. It's better to meet one person that is going to be a real value for you and you can exchange value together, rather than have a lot of names but then no one replies and you end up being frustrated. So quality over quantity is always better. Again, when I go to an event, I tend to get several cards because that's just the way I proceed. I like to keep in touch. And then the results will show with time. I mean, some people I might hear for a couple of emails and then no news. Some people I might end up having lunch or coffee. You never know, basically. I guess that's my message to end this video, is that you never know what can happen. One meeting can make a whole difference. An entrepreneur talks about this. He's actually the founder of the app Shaper. He explains how he met one lady. It was in a plane going to New York. And this lady happened to be a huge network contact for him, opened all the doors for him in New York. So one contact can just change your life, really, is what I want to say. So don't worry so much about, oh, I don't have a lot of contacts, because quantity, again, means nothing. It's all about the quality of the connection, whether people are really interested in you or whether they're just chatting. So that's it for this video. Remember that one meeting can change your life. So I wanted to show you again the view behind me if I can. I'm not quite agile yet with the holder there on the camera, but I'll try to make more videos like this when I'm in town and there's a nice view like tonight, because it shows you also a little bit of the Swiss sites, which is a bit more exciting for you. So feel free to comment below. Let me know if you like those kinds of videos where I show you a little bit of the city there. Also in your comments, tell me what kind of information you're looking for in my channel, so I try to cover some of those things. And again, check the free information. I have a free webinar for you to check, and also some downloads. So that gets you also some information, basic information to get you going on your career growth in Switzerland. So that's it for tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. Talk to you soon.